Right, you lot, to be completely honest, I wasn't going to do this, but I've managed to find a stream, so we are going to do the watch-along. Yeah, obviously, you put it in the comments and you say your thing, but I can't believe old Moises, Cullen and Diop tested positive for COVID. It's nuts at the moment, to be fair. I know they're asymptomatic, but yeah, crazy stuff, to be fair. West Ham lineup, Leicesters come in, obviously. Ashby's then now come in for Diop. He's playing on the right-hand side. Yeah, bit of a weird one, isn't it, really? We've still managed to keep hold of some of our attacking players tonight, so fingers crossed we should be able to pick up the win. Obviously, Snoddy scored his goal. Nice little volley. Different setup tonight as well, 4-2-3-1 rather than the 3-4-3. I think some of us thought he was going to try and maybe keep the same formation that he had against Arsenal and test it out, but fair enough, he's made those changes. From the looks of it, I think we've had a lot of chances of seeing Lanzini go close. Obviously, Wilshire's now coming to the starting lineup as well. You're seeing Anderson playing a lot more central in this game. Yama on the right-hand side now, puts it back across. Anderson's touch is a little bit poor, but yeah, we're all over him. I think Hull have made quite a few changes tonight as well. So it should be a formality, let's be honest. Leicester's just taken down the Hull City striker. No foul given. Snoddy dropping deep. What do we all think of the COVID situation, all of you lot watching? Do you think it's going to affect us on Saturday, Sunday, whenever it is? Yeah, Hull City sitting pretty deep here, to be fair. Ball over the top for Hull. Down the left-hand side, Ashby pushing him out. Gets beat, Hull into the box. Yeah, nothing. I think they're playing with two strikers tonight. Hull, so I expect them to try and stretch it a little bit. But yeah, let's be honest, we're pretty comfortable here, aren't we? Bueno on his right-hand side, plays it long. Yama plays it back to Lanzini. Crazy, really, when you think about it. Our second team probably is as strong as our first team at the moment. So, yeah, it'll be a good run out for them tonight. I haven't seen too much of Allaire, if I'm perfectly honest. Obviously, Yama's got his assist tonight, early doors. Yeah, and obviously we've got to go to, I believe it's our Fleetwood at Everton. So it's going to be an Everton away if we beat Hull. Link, mate. Oh, I don't know. I got it on Twitter, mate. Check Twitter. I think it's Hammers TV. And it comes up literally straight away, and there's no issues with it either. Yeah, look, Hull trying to play it long here. West Ham are passing it around nicely, to be fair. They're doing all right. And Lanzini's playing a lot further forward position than we're used to seeing him as well. 9 times out of 10 when you see Manu, he's kind of just coming deep, collecting the ball. But obviously tonight he's pushing up a little bit more, and he's obviously more creative in that final third. So I find it a bit weird why we continually play him in a deeper position when he comes into the team. Yeah, Ashby down his right hand side now. Plays it in, Snoddy playing deep. Oh, it's a lovely play from West Ham. Unlucky there. can't believe this COVID thing, man. Honestly, today as well, coming out and making those changes, and then obviously Moyes is gone. But I think someone was saying on Twitter as well that Man City had the same problem. I think it was Gundogan when it tested positive, but they still played against Wolves. So, I'm kind of thinking, is it going to affect the game? You'd think it would. I mean, they've been in contact with each other, so I'm not quite sure what the premise is behind that. Obviously, they can't afford really to stop the Premier League again. It's just going to keep going forward. West Ham obviously having a lot of possession here. Ashby on the ball now has lost it to the Hull City player, and then they've lost it again. But West Ham playing some good, attractive stuff here. Lanzini in the middle. Tries to play through to Yama. Yama's now got the ball. Yama's in front of goal. Plays it in. Sebastian Haller gets his goal tonight. Formality. Yarmolenko, 2 assists. Easy, really. Good ball from Lanzini. Unfortunately, didn't make it through. Shout out to Zoom. Didn't get it through. Obviously, Yama's kept his patience there. What's the score, mate? 2-0. Haller's just scored. Yeah, it was a good, half decent-ish ball, but obviously Hull City ruined it slightly. Yama, I thought he was going to take a shot, plays it in on his left. Haller, simple finish in front of goal. Keeper gets a hand to it, but like I said before, it's good for Haller to get another goal. Again, for me, he should have come on against Arsenal, at least around the 70th minute, maybe 65th minute. But again, and I'd also have to ask the question, Yarmolenko in both these games has been positive. And yes, he's got that finishing element to it, but actually, I think we kind of write him off as fans a little bit. I do understand it because he's not the quickest. And listen, against Hull, I mean, you can't really compare to the Premier League, but I do think he's got real technical quality, and I don't think we see enough of him in a West Ham shirt. Ball over the top now for Hull. It's going to go out. It's poor. They're resulting to long ball here, Hull, to be fair. Obviously, West Ham having a bulk of possession. Even with the likes of Snoddy sitting deep, it's hard to get past them. But even looking at it now, thinking about Ashby and Aless, it's good for them to get minutes tonight because I can't see him getting into that first team squad soon-ish. But then Ashby has played really well for the under-23s and the under-21. So, big game for him. Like I said in my preview for this, it's all about them getting minutes. The more they play, the better it will be going forward. That's half time now. 2-0 West Ham. Snodgrass in the 18th and Haller in the 45th. We look like we're going to be going through. Very easy for West Ham. Hull looking to play it long and over the top and stretch the defenders, but again, you've got quality in there with Balbuena, who's obviously better than League One quality. Hull have made a lot of changes. I wouldn't be surprised if they maybe try and, make a little bit of a game of this, bring maybe Samuelson. But they've rested a lot of first-team players. So Ashby looked decent. Yeah, Happy Hammer, agree, mate. Again, it's about the minutes for me. He's looked decent for the youth side. And again, this is a perfect platform for him. The only issue I've got with this is, obviously, in the next round, we're going to get through, but Everton is a real tough game. And I'm not sure what Moyes is going to, obviously, it's not on his mind at the moment, given he's just been sent home, but I don't know how he's going to approach it, whether he thinks, do I give the youngsters a chance and stick with a squad that, I know it's only Charlton and Hull, but they've obviously got that far. Or do I try and push it a little bit, put out the likes of the Jared Bowen and Antonio. But I actually think, in a way, not having Bowen play tonight, Antonio, the likes of them, they need rest. And like I said, players like Antonio get injured a lot of hamstring injuries. So good for him to have a rest tonight. Obviously, Declan has a rest, Souček. It's going to be a big game against Wolves, to be fair. And it looks like we're not going to have Moyes on the sideline. So, I mean, that plays into it as well. Diop as well. Let me know what you think about Diop. Now he'll be out at least for a week, possibly 2. Who would you like to bring in? Do you maybe, Balbuena is the obvious choice. Do you think we stick with a 3-4-3? Do you think we go to a back 4? Can you really drop Arthur after his performance against Arsenal? There's a lot of caveats going into that game. I don't know. What do you lot think of Wolves last night as well? I know they had a poor first half. Second half, they really got into their rhythm a little bit. I know Man City looked really solid. Kevin De Bruyne, phenomenal player, mate. And even his work rate as well was top draw to see. But I think Wolves did threaten, and I do think Wolves are going to cause us a few issues on Sunday. We're going to have to play, in my opinion, the same formation we played against Arsenal. Try and deal with their wing backs in probably Vinagre and Adama Traore. Traore is an animal, so I mean, trying to deal with him is difficult, at best. It's going to be an interesting one, particularly previewing it. On the preview, I've got Talking Wolves coming on, and I want to see their opinion on some of their players and how they think they're going to fare against West Ham, because albeit as West Ham fans, we see that as a little bit of a one-off, that performance. I think other teams are looking at that thinking, when they put a good shift in against Arsenal, maybe they can give us a test. But remains to be seen. Back on the stream, half-time stats. Like I said, 60% possession to West Ham, 6 shots on goal. It's really tough to judge how good a team is playing against City. Completely agree. But that's why I say, obviously, they put a good performance in the second half, caused City issues, which is why I think it's difficult to write them off, just see the scoreline and say 3-1. It's not as simple as that. What you're watching it on, I'm watching it on Hammers TV. You can look it up. If not, check on Twitter, mate. We'll be there. Just going through some of the stats here. 86% passing accuracy, 76% in the attacking third for West Ham, and 6 key passes to Hull, 0. It looks like a formality at this stage. West Ham won more tackles, more interceptions there. And obviously Hull with a few defensive stats and the fact that they've made more headed clearances and clearances in general. So dominant from the Hammers. I expect us to go on. I'd like to see us going, maybe allowed to get another goal, Anderson to get a goal again. These are confidence builders. So I would like to see that. West Ham committed more fouls in the first half. Interesting. But look, I'm going to be honest, Hull are trying to play it over the top all the time. They're trying to look for the 2 front men. They haven't really got the quality to trouble us or the formation. So I'm not going to lie, it's a bit of a boring game. But, nonetheless, I'll try and commentate on it as best I can if you can't get to a stream. Because it is interesting anyway. Lanzini looked lively for anyone that's just joining now. Lanzini looked good, picking up the ball. Arguably could have got an assist for that Yama goal. Pass wasn't great. But again, that's what I say about Lanzini. Hull can't get out their own half. Exactly, mate. They're sort of sitting in there. West Ham putting the pressure on, building that midfield as well. We've got 5 in midfield, really. But again, I think it comes down to the fact that when you're playing two sort of defensive midfielders, Snoddy's picking it up and passing it. It's difficult, isn't it, mate? They're not going to get past us there. So, yeah, West Ham dominant. West Ham absolutely dominant at the moment. Out of 7 dribbles, 5 successful. Yeah, we'll push on in the second half. Again, there's no... to be fair, if Alan Irvine or Moyes or whoever, you're going to just stick with what you got and you try not to get any injuries or bring any first-team players on. Or any players you lot would like to see in the second half? There's no real motive for it, but maybe Jarrah to get a 20-minute run out. I think it's mental. I think our second string side is mental to first. Wilshere playing tonight is not injured yet. I was trying to think of who was playing the holding midfield. Wilshere's. He ain't going to get trouble tonight, mate, because they're not even trying to go through West Ham in the midfield. They're trying to go straight over the top. A weird one with Wilshere as well, because to be honest, you hear the stuff saying he'd be off. Maybe he will be. I don't know. How are you watching the game? PPG Tips Boy. Hammers TV, mate. Go on Twitter as well and find it. Carabao Cup. What fair play, Dave. Yeah, just comfortable game for West Ham. Really comfortable. They're not testing us. They haven't got anything to threaten us with. I'm actually kind of maybe looking forward to watching us play against Everton away, because at least that'll be a competitive game. I don't know how. I think Ancelotti will go for it in that cup competition, because Everton need a bit of silverware to justify, their mass spending. They've spent really well in this window as well. Rodriguez is a real buy on a free transfer as well. Was phenomenal. Yeah, like I say, top quality. So the boss and 2. Let's bring him on. So the boss and 2, potentially 3 players tested and asked to leave the stadium. Game carries on. Yeah, I did say this at the beginning. With that, it's like Yeah, they're asymptomatic, right? But surely they've obviously been in contact with the squad. So what happens then? And obviously that Manchester City game, Gundogan yesterday tested positive, sent home, but the game still went on. So I'm guessing the Premier League protocol now is to just continue playing. Yes, they're asymptomatic, so from their point of view, it's a good thing. Happy Hammer, Coventry and Silva hopefully to come in the second half. Yeah, that'd be good, mate. I can see Coventry actually potentially going out on loan. He needs minutes, in my opinion. Silva's a very good player. He's proved it in the under-23s. Listen, mate, I think with any of the striking options, I was a bit disappointed. I don't know if Odebeku's injured because he was injured last time for the Charlton game, so it's a quick turnaround. Zhu as well. We've got some really decent attacking young players, strikers, and I don't know if we'll bring anyone in this window, but we've only got 2 recognised strikers, and realistically, Antonio isn't a natural striker. Agree with Coventry. I really rate him. Yeah, Harry Clapham, completely agree, mate. He's a good player. He'll play from deep. I think he's perfect for this game. If I'm honest, I think we're playing with the 2 holding midfielders. We don't play this way really. We kind of do. Look, we played with Rice and Souček sitting, but we normally have a midfield 3. Obviously tonight we're playing a little bit more narrow. We're using Yama and Anderson coming in and linking up with Allaire, which actually is probably getting the best out of him, create more chances for him. That's important. I just think Allaire, I'm not saying he needs confidence, but more goals and he'll push on. Lanzini looks like his best self, looks like he's gained a bit of muscle. Can't comment on that, mate. I don't think he's looking any bigger, but I completely agree. He's looking lively. I've said that in pre-season as well. He's been linking up really, really nicely with Allaire, with all the other players. It's a shame really, because when we play in the Premier League, this cup competition at the moment is sort of like a soundboard for Moyes to just play a couple of players, give them minutes, and we look more comfortable, free. We're trying things. We're trying to play passing, progressive football. Vincent Val, when we play like this, why do we struggle in the Premierships? Well, this is what I'm saying, mate. Like, yes, you've got to take into the fact that it is lower quality opposition. That does play a part to it, but I even remember watching West Ham. It might have been 2 seasons ago in this cup competition where we were struggling against Wimbledon, to break them down. And I don't know, we've got quality operators here, and they look a bit freer. They've been given license to get forward. I think when we play in the Premier League, they're asking people like Lanzini to drop in deep, and got that midfield 3 rotating, and sometimes Souček pushes on and Nobes is playing 10. This is the thing. Like, I can't see us bringing in anybody in this window, unfortunately. So, you're going to have to use what you've got. Surely the rest of the team's infected. Agree. Lanzini and Snods are bossing it. Yep, Snods is doing well. Good to see Snods as well, because we haven't really seen him at all, particularly in the squad. He hasn't come on in any of the games. I know it's only been 2, but you'd expect Snods to be in and around there normally. So, can't really comment. Allaire must be wondering if he's now just cup player, doing everything right and can't buy a game in the league. Yep. Listen, I've covered it on the extra time and I watched along on Saturday. Why Moyes didn't throw him on against Arsenal when we were in the ascendancy, I've got no idea. I think in this wing-back system, if he plays Masuaku and Fredericks, I know Fredericks' delivery isn't great, but Masuaku definitely looks good. Allaire will have chances. And we've seen, he takes most of these chances. I know there's some occasions he misses them, but then maybe you're looking at it and thinking he never really has a consistent run of form. He's always brought in as a sub, never starts a game at the moment. And every time that he has started with Antonio, he's always looked good. The question mark's over, his work rate. Again, you don't bring in Allaire to play that almost on-out-of-pitch role a few seasons ago. And Antonio, he ain't going to chase, he ain't going to harry. Maybe he should add a bit of physicality to his game, I agree. But anyone watching the stream and anyone watching this will see he's linking up very well with our attacking players. He's coming deep, he can link it, but also there's a lot of athleticism in that sort of midfield 3, pushing up, and he's getting chances to stay forward, and that's how we'll get goals. It's crazy. We've got £80 million worth of player in Anderson and Allaire, and they just don't play. They really, really don't. So yeah, let me know what you think. Obviously, a couple of you have mentioned it. Will we get kind of commentary come on in the second half? Do you reckon any of the first team currently are going to score any goals? King Arthur looked excellent on the wing. Yeah, mate, he was top quality in my opinion. I've been a critic of him for a long time. But again, I suppose you never really see him consistently play for West Ham. He's always in 2 to 3 games and he goes again, and it's like, and he never picks up that momentum. I'm not saying defensively he's great, because I think he's been found wanting, but you can't ask a player to improve if you never give him that opportunity to do so. And Moyes is like that. Moyes likes to just have the same team week in, week out. I kind of get it. But equally, I kind of think, well, you know, you've got to try you've got to use the quality of this squad that you've got there and the options. And that's a huge criticism of him as a manager, that he never seems to switch it up or try and bring, you know, anybody else in. It's probably do better with Irvine in charge like the previous game. Yeah, mate. I mean, possibly the reins are off. Moyes' decision making is poor. It really is. I know Irvine I think he had a spell with West Brom at a point, so he's got managerial experience. But look, he's going to start. He'll be the manager on Sunday, as far as I'm concerned, with Nolan and Nevin. So let's see how he gets on. Maybe we'll give these players a start. Still half time. Still rolling around the half-time stats at the moment. I've been over all of them. So if you want to put the kettle on anyone, then of course go for it. What do we think actually? While you lot are here, you know, what do you think about Moyes coming out and saying he wanted to sign 3 to 4 players, but he doesn't think it's going to be financially viable? Now, to me, that's already suggesting that they're going to he's going to be thrown under the bus. He understands that that's the case. Worrying times as a West Ham fan. Obviously, it's not long till the window closes. Can we keep hold of Declan? If we get rid of Declan, do we have anyone to bring in? Will we bring in the right person? I think this is almost like that calm before the storm at the moment with the transfer window, where we're waiting for something to happen. And I'm a bit on the edge about it. You've seen we've linked with Regani from Juve. Would be a good centre back choice. I haven't seen too much of him, but again, you'd have to just kind of take his experience, and it indicates to me going after Regani or Tarkowski that either he doesn't trust the centre back pairing he's got. I know obviously he trusts Ogbonna, but second half. All right, here we go. West Ham on second half. See if there's been any changes. I probably doubt it, to be fair. Yeah, if you are watching and you are new, subscribe to the channel. Watch along on Sunday, extra time, which is when you can phone in as well. I'll be doing that. We've got a new Sunday show called Writer's Block. That'll be out every Sunday. Kind of like Sunday Supplement, but a little less sneaky. I believe, no changes. Doesn't look like any changes. Same team as before. I'll let you know if I see anything, but at the moment, I see nothing. What we're saying, I think Moyes wants us to know that. Yeah, okay, fair enough. How do you mean, mate? What, in terms of, just consistently playing the players that he just doesn't rate, and then obviously them being exposed? I don't know. I think it's a bit of both. I do think there's definitely 100% some needle with the board. Some of the things he says, some of the things he said about Noble's tweet, that would indicate to me that he's not happy, and he's trying to get that across. I've heard rumblings that Sullivan's trying to, offer him players, and he don't want them, which is fair enough. I mean, Sullivan's probably pulling a rabbit out of the hat with some of these. I mean, he's, it's a bit of a contentious conflict between the two. West Ham on the ball now. Snoddy plays it into Anderson. Hull have won it back. Hull pushing a lot further forward in this half, and they're putting the pressure on West Ham immediately. Clearance by Balbuena. This is what I thought might happen. I thought Hull might come out in the second half and just say, let's just go for it. We've got nothing to lose here. Newport beating Watford 3-1. Jeez, man. I can't imagine they'll want to go for a cup competition, so I mean, that's fair enough. He's telling us that the squad is not his. Yep, can't get them, and his question has. Yep, agree. Good point, mate. 100%. Alex with a clearance now. Lanzini plays it onto Allaire. Allaire holds it up very nicely. Going to play it down that right-hand side to Yarmolenko. West Ham on the attack. Ashby coming round in the inverted. Yeah, and it's now Ashby on the ball in the final third. Good cross, but unfortunately no one got on the end of it. The difference between this and what we see normally from West Ham is when we attack, there's numbers in a box. And that is where West Ham will get the source of goals. You've got Allaire in there. Snoddy's even pushed forward. Lanzini. These players need to be there. They're not there regularly enough for me. Maybe it is because of the balance in the squad. We've got Souček in there and Rice. They are defensive-minded, albeit Souček loves to get forward. Nobes as well isn't the most attack-minded player. There's arguments there. See, look, here we go. Snoddy from the right-hand side, left in swinging. Probably going to be a nice little delivery here. You'd hope someone gets on the end of it. 47th minute, 2 minutes into the second half. West Ham don't win that. Comes out to, I think it might have been Lanzini. West Ham recycle it, play it down that right-hand side. Hull cut it out. Yeah. Interesting times with this current window and in the current season. Massively gutted after that Newcastle game. Really, really poor. And then against Arsenal, changing system, start to create chances. I think that's the key criticism of this side, is the lack of chances we create. That's why if we go a goal down in games, we can't tend to get back into them. But against Arsenal, we showed that wasn't necessarily the case. West Ham just playing the ball around. Balbuena's gone long now. Tried to release Yama. Ashby wins it. Lovely interlink between Yarmolenko and Lanzini. Lanzini on his right-hand side plays it back to Yarmolenko. Yeah, mate, great. Yeah, hang on. We're on the attack here. Yarmolenko plays it back. Lanzini edge of the box, plays it to Anderson. Tries to flick it back to Lanzini. Comes to Allaire. Allaire miss. We're dangerous here. I can see us getting a goal in the next 5 minutes. Watford losing 3-1 and Gaki on the bench, thinking he must. Yeah, mate. There's a lot. That move's sketchy as, to be fair. There's something about that move. The cynics in us would suggest that it's because he don't want to play at West Ham. Where can I watch the match, mate? Hammers TV. Or you can just listen to me rumble on. Got a corner here. Yeah, the Ngakia thing, mate. I don't think they care too much about the cup, in fairness. So, but he has started a lot of the championship games. He's getting consistent football, but I wouldn't have said that he wouldn't have got that at West Ham, which is why it's confusing. People say it's to do with his agent. People say it's to do with the money. I mean, what do you lot think about the Ngakia situation? It's we could have done with him, to be fair, at right back, but I do believe. I think Fredericks has had a decent 2 games, and I wouldn't have said that before the start of the season. I don't want to count my chickens, but I think Fredericks is a confidence player, and obviously the more he plays, the better. We've got West Brom 2, Brentford 2. Brentford have just equalised. Brentford are a really good side as well. I believe Rico Henry's playing on the right-hand side of defence tonight, on the right-back position. Pause in play here. West Ham on the ball. Ashby loves to get forward, that kid as well. He played in a 3-5-2 in the under-23s, and he's lightning. He scored a lovely goal there as well. Good ball down this left-hand side. Lanzini picks it up. Lanzini looks comfortable tonight. A lovely back heel from Ben Johnson, but doesn't pull off. And he was offside. Right, see what people on social media are saying. Hull on the attack. Nothing. Long ball from Hull. Now they've got it on the edge of the box. Plays it back into midfield. West Ham, 3 in midfield, sitting very deep as well. That's too easy to get past Anderson there on the right-hand side. Hull have picked it up. That's going to be offside. It's not. Hull get a ball into the box. Headers just over the bar. Hull are trying to take the initiative here. How are you watching the game? Project Lifestyle Hammers TV. If you can't find that, go onto Twitter. It will be there, mate. So much to be positive about in regards to the kids. Yeah, completely agree. I think Ashby looks a real lively find. It's a shame we didn't see too much of our attacking players. I can only say from what I've seen, the likes of Louis Watson, Alfie Lewis, Bernardo Rosa in that under-23 squad are very good attacking players. Unfortunately, as a club, we don't tend to show them enough. And I think there's enough technicians in there that are going to start pushing through into the first team. There's a couple of good players that are left, mate, as well. Hammers TV, mate. Hammers TV sounds like someone else. West Ham moving down his left-hand side, lose the ball. Hull pick it up on the right. Good tackle from Robert Snodgrass, who's picked it up, progressing nicely now. West Ham on the attack, comes out to Yama. It's probably going to cut him on his left. Cuts back on his right and his left again, over the bar. But Yarmolenko has looked very good this game. Impressed with him as well. Can't find it, mate. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I can't really think, to be fair. I just found it on Hammers TV. Just. Yeah, it is. I'll say that and I'll probably get taken down in a minute. But never mind. West Ham do look very good with this side. There's a lot of pace about it as well, which is good to see. I think maybe there is a reliance on them to be quite defensive in the Premier League. And obviously they kind of, you don't see these players aren't suitable for that. I mean, I find it a bit odd, but yeah, no worries, fella. Anyone watching, make sure you drop a like on the stream. It helps massively. I don't really understand. I think it's something to do with the YouTube algorithm, but still new to me. Wilshere picks it up in midfield. Oh, lovely play from Jack Wilshere there. He's taken two players out of the game. Give and go now with Lanzini. Back to Lanzini. Driving through the midfield. West Ham attack on the left-hand side. Anderson picks it up, plays it back. Oh, God. It was a very good move from West Ham then. Good interchange between Lanzini, Anderson and Wilshere. Got the quality in some aspects. Obviously, it's a shame that in the Premier League then we don't see this level of energy from them. I can only think the reason why we don't play like this is, one, you get exploited in the Premier League. That's fair enough. Two, that they are so defensively drilled, this West Ham side, that some of these players lose their flair in the attacking give and go. And Alès plays a nice little ball there. Snod picks it up on the left. Wilshere. It's very comfortable for West Ham. Very comfortable. Somebody asked you to book everything. Fantastic, mate. Thank you very much. I'll figure it out. I'll be right. Ball across to Anderson. Cut out by the Hull City defender. 54 minutes gone. West Ham 2, Hull City 0. If you're just joining us, Alès scored the goal of what I saw, and Robert Snodgrass scored in the first half as well. Both goals in the first half. West Ham looking very good. What do you lot think about Anderson? Do you think it's time that he starts in that starting 11? I know some people are massively divided on him. Obviously he offers that. He's very good technically, but the argument is that his work rate isn't the best. But I mean, where do you sit on someone like him? We don't have the attack at left backs to play like this. Yeah. Well, that's the thing, mate. Yeah, exactly. There is that defensive responsibility, of course. It's nice to see as a West Ham fan some attacking football, because it's not really what we're used to seeing. Everything is on the counter. But yeah, I mean, the only thing I can comment on is obviously Masuaku playing on the left-hand side. That wing-back position gives him a license to get forward. I think we look at a much better team, a much more balanced team. I think the performance against Arsenal was good, but unfortunately, we didn't take our chances when we had it. Oh, I don't know if I've missed this, but it's penalty to West Ham. Yarmolenko now on the spot. Honestly, I've got no idea how that happened, to be fair. Fantastic, mate. Good to hear. Right, Yarmolenko from the spot now. Lovely. Quality from the geezer. 2 assists tonight, 1 goal from Andrei Yarmolenko. Fantastic performance, albeit, yes, it is against League One opposition, but yeah, I do rate him as a player. I think there are issues over his athleticism in the Premier League, and obviously I think Anthony West, WHU, mentioned it as well, the idea of trackers. Look, listen, I don't think Yarm was the man to start necessarily. I think maybe against teams that, we have to rely on things like set pieces and shots from outside the box. We don't really have either, that outside the box specialist in terms of shots. Everything for West Ham is inside that penalty area. So he does add a level of variety. I can't help thinking though, you see West Ham's squad: Lanzini, Anderson, Yarmolenko, Alès. None of them start. So how long at a club can you keep them lot on the bench without selling them? Yeah, West Ham, just in the ascendancy. I'd like to see some of the youngsters come on here. I don't think Wilshere is going to get in that squad on Saturday, but bring commentary on, give him a couple of minutes. Cheers, Project Lifestyle. Ball to Ashby down this right-hand side, loses the ball. Looked a threat all night, Ashby. I like him. Do you know what the thing is about Ashby as well? He'll cut. Not only will he go on the overlap, but he'll cut in as well. And that's something that I think for those of you that watch the Newcastle Brighton game, you see Tariq Lamptey, and everyone's raving about how good he is. That's what he does, and that's what Ashby is kind of showing in his game. I think you've either really got it as a tendency or you don't, but particularly in modern day football, you don't really see these defensive fullbacks anymore like that Gary Neville style. They're all attacking. They all bomb forward. Obviously, the ones that the quality ones are the ones that can defend and get forward, which is why I rate Rico Henry so much. Which is why I wish West Ham would bring him in. Yeah, I think Hull are committing fouls all over the gaff now. Defender's gone right through the back of Lanzini. Lanzini's down. It's got back up. Saw one from Manu. All right, 57 minutes. Less on the ball here. Plays it to Johnson. What do you lot think about Johnson on the left-hand side? It's definitely not the same player, but I mean, it's frustrating that in a way that Johnson doesn't play enough. That's a brilliant run, I think, from Ashby again. Lanzini picks it up now. Plays to Yama. Here comes the interchange between them all. West Ham narrow now. Lanzini overruns it and gets absolutely crunched. 2 heavy fouls on Manu now. Natural left back. He's a right back, mate. I haven't seen enough of him, to be fair, but I wouldn't say he's a natural right back. It's difficult, mate. Like, the thing is with watching football players and trying to make judgments on them is, particularly from the youth team side, they don't play regularly enough. We don't see full length games, which is why it's so hard to make a judgment call on them. But everything I've seen of him, bombs forward, can run inside, can run outside. It's a good cross from Yarmolenko. Anderson picks it up on the edge of the D, lobs it back in. Brilliant. West Ham should score really from here. Oh, unlucky. Lanzini with a back heel. Saved by the keeps. Doesn't look to me blowing after every sprint. I have to keep an eye on that, mate. I haven't noticed it yet. Anderson in the box now. I mean, literally Hull have got their whole team back here. West Ham trying to find some space. Ashby now on the right-hand side. Plays it to Yama. I didn't mean right back. Yeah, mate, exactly. I'm probably more of a wing back, to be fair. Yeah, look, Hull are absolutely camped in their box at the moment. It's going to be difficult when teams play like this as well. Oh, God. Poor touch from Lanzini. I'm not saying I would do better. I'm just saying there's a heavy touch to take. Maybe either loop it on or subs being made here from Hull City. They'll look to defend. They'll look to give some players a rest. Can't see who they are. Whew. I'd love to see West Ham get a couple more goals. Yeah, sorry lads, everyone's dropping off. It's boring. Nothing happened to 3-0 West Ham. Brought on the first team and Wilkes. Need to pull Allaire off just to give Silver a go. Yeah, mate. I just think we should play more of the youth team players in these competitions. I know Ashby's got to run out tonight, but really more so out of the COVID situation with Diop. So I mean, Ashby's got to run out tonight, but really more so out of Right, back on it. West Ham shot over the bar. Agreed, nothing to lose at this point. Yeah. Who can you see us getting in the next round? Mate, we got Everton or Fleetwood. So hopefully it's Fleetwood. But I mean, I think Everton away is a tough game, to be fair. I think Man United playing tonight against Luton, I think, isn't it? I don't know what the score is for that. West Ham on the attack now. Yarmolenko plays it down the side. Anderson on the counter. If he can get to it, yes, of course he can. Snoddy picks it up. Fleetwood, yeah. Draws already made, man. So, do you think 0-0? Okay. 0-0? What? Man United? Gee, I absolutely, as a football fan, do not rate Solskjaer in any way, shape, or form. Honestly, you can't be 0-0 against Luton. I don't know what side he's put out, to be fair, but do you think Moyes knows his best team yet? Since March, it's all been up in the air. Maybe he does, mate, but I think obviously a lot to be desired, isn't it? Really, with his team, I don't think he wants to. Again, in both times Moyes has been manager of West Ham, he hasn't had the opportunity to bring in the players that he's wanted. If you actually look at the people he's brought in, it's Hugill, Evra, and Randolph. So I mean, yes, Suchek and Bowman were good signings, but whether or not those were his, I don't know. Man United, yeah, mate, they're terrible. Would you play X for Moyes? Yeah, of course I would. 100%. Could do a better job with my earlier subs. It's what we need, particularly against Wolves. I wouldn't go aerially against Wolves, though. Particularly, like, I know Ale is very good in the air, but you play the likes of Willy Bolly and stuff like that. It's a difficult game. I will do a preview on that. I need to do my homework a little bit more, but they're a good side. I mean, if I was Alan Irvine, I would literally just make a couple of subs now. West Ham are 3-0 up. Well, any one of these players could come on Saturday. We don't know about injuries and things like that. So, I mean, running them into the ground this is the only thing I feel is that these players genuinely aren't going to play on Saturday because in both games they've been allowed to play nearly 90 minutes. That just smacks of like you're not going to play unless we absolutely need you. Yarma picks it up now in the centre, plays it back to Ben Johnson. I believe that's Ben Johnson. Ashby playing much more as a wing back. You've been absolutely taken out clean here. Looks in real trouble. Against Wolves, we were challenged for a point because Arsenal we did all right. Yeah, mate. Yeah, no, don't get me wrong. I think we can compete with Wolves in the right system. I'm not saying we'll beat them because I think they're a quality side, but I think the way to I'm not saying get around them. I'm not some sort of tactical magician, but ultimately you've got to somehow stop their wide players getting forward because that's the natural width. And Neto and Podence look really lively against Manchester City. They'll be good players. Hold it and dirty now. Yeah. They've just knocked Ashby clean out, to be fair. Physio's come over. People look a little bit concerned. They're frustrated, aren't they, Hull? They've been literally had the ball played around them constantly for the past 60 minutes, 65. So I'm not really surprised on that front. What do we think about the Wolves game, everyone? Do you think we've got a chance at all? Would you like to see anyone come in particular? Do we stick with the same system? Do we try and change it up? Do we try and bring in more attacking players? Would you like to see Allaire start? A lot of caveats here. That Ashby there looks like doesn't look good at all, mate. Yeah, I need to see a replay on this because he's coming real hard on him. Hasn't gone for the. I don't think the bloke's gone to play for the ball at all. Just taking him clean out. I can see 2-2. Yarmolenko has to be pushing for a start. I don't know. Like, I think it's a tough game for him to play, if I'm honest, because I think Wolves are a physical side. I'm never really massively convinced Darren and Yarma playing from the start. But listen, I do think he's got something to offer. Moyes does tend to bring him on earlier than the other subs, so he knows that. I think tonight he's done very well, but I think against a team that isn't as good, clearly he would have done well. But his quality there, technically, we should be looking to use that, particularly in the last stages if it is 1-0. I can see 2-2 versus Wolves. I'd love that, mate. Not just because I'd want a draw, but yeah, it shows we're competitive. Longello coming on now, player I really rate. Going to come on that right-hand side, I believe, or Johnson will go to the right. Clinic YT, what do you think of Moyes and Diop getting a couple hours ago? Yeah, mate. I think someone said this on here. Why does it, or it might have been on social media, why does it matter if, we can't just self-isolate things? Yeah, I suppose, but then been in contact with the squad. How many corners, mate? Absolutely no idea. I'm sure you've got a bet on. That's why you've said it, but I ain't got a clue, mate. We've had quite a few, to be fair. Snoddy's had quite a few. And we haven't really threatened in fairness, but the delivery's been good. Yeah, for all of you currently watching the stream, Ashby's been down for a long time, and a lot of the players and a lot of the staff have come out. He looks to be getting up now, but he's got stuff attached all over him. I mean, the it's just absolutely floored him on that right hand side. And it's a shame for him because he played quite well against Charlton. He looked really good tonight as well. I think he looks like a player that could go out on loan, maybe to a League One side or a Championship side. Obviously, when he recovers from this, but I think that's got to be the level for some of these players. They're not. There's that kind of moment, isn't it, where you think, do they stay in the under-23s and build confidence? But we've seen from Nathan Holland as well last season, too good for that level. And I think some of these players are too good for the sort of Premier League youth Division 2 or Division 1 as they now are. How are the youths doing? They've done all right, mate. They've done okay. Ashby obviously now been taken off. It looks up, but again, I think it could have been a head injury. He's on the oxygen. Youth players, Ben Johnson's okay, but I wouldn't really class him as a youth player. We haven't really seen too much of them, to be fair, mate. Dislocated finger. Jeez, man, I didn't see that at all. I'll have to see that on the replay, but that's good to know in a way. He hasn't had a head injury because those things are nasty. Howard, Samuelson and Burke on the bench. Missed opportunity, or have they found their level? I believe they found their level. Again, this is the issue, right? This is the problem I've got. We don't see enough of youth team players week in, week out to comment on whether they're good enough. Now, all I'd have to assume is if the club have sold him 3-1. Really? Long ball. Oh, probably winded me up. Yeah, that's poor. That is really, really poor from West Ham. He's not winding me up at all. Lost his man. Yeah, agree. Longello, yeah, let him run. Questionable and Randolph down that near post as well. I know he struggled before. Let's have a look on the replay. I believe Celeste goes up for it, loses out on the ball. The whole player takes it past him. It's too easy. I actually think it's the keeper, mate, to be fair. I'm not excusing Longello because I do think he could have done better. Maybe that is the criticism of these young fullbacks is they are wing backs. Everything I've seen of them screams of a wing back. But again, you're right, mate. Poor in that situation. Should have got his body across a little bit better. But Randolph's a massively sus for that one as well. Surely they won't get back into it. Surely not. So back to ask Anthony WHU's question. Yeah, listen, I thought Burke was a good player. I didn't see enough of Samuelson. Again, mate, you just got to. I suppose you kind of have to trust the people that let him go. But then you see, obviously, Martinez now has gone out. Martinez has gone to, I believe he's going to Porto now. So I mean, how good can they actually be? Do you know what I mean? The people that are coaching, but we've got a really good crop of young players coming through that look better than the previous bunch. They just got to get regular football. They really, really do. I think West Ham have to start loaning these players out and making sure they can get 20, 25 games. Then we'll see their level. If they're too good for it, then, they'll come back. I'm not saying, Grady is the sort of that example, isn't he? Goes out to West Brom, smashes it, comes back and we sell him. But he was too good for that level. So that's a litmus test. Darren, let's get your comment up, mate. I really need to get players in 13 days to go. All time wasted on Burley player. They were never good enough to buy him, or we deal out. Will they find? Yeah, God knows, mate. Absolutely, God knows with his transfer window. What I would say is the narrative in terms of who we're going to sign consistently changes all the time. So at first, I thought we were going to bring in someone to replace Grady. Obviously, we said about the fullback positions. Now we're focusing on a centre back, which I never really understood. I didn't really think that was a key thing. Maybe Moyes' choice of team has changed. Maybe he wants to play a back three. Listen, Diop's going to be back, isn't he? This coronavirus, he will be back after self-isolating. But Moyes, there's something that Moyes sees at that centre-back position that means he wants somebody in. I'm sure it's we tried FC. Yeah, the Tarkowski thing really gets under my skin, to be fair. Hull just got a free kick coming in here. West Ham defended okay, but a poor delivery. Yeah, Tarkowski is a very good centre-back, and he would improve our defence. He's not the right player, in my opinion, for the price that they want. West Ham, for whatever reason, don't have 40, 50 million pound kicking around to buy him. In which case, look for the value in the market. I personally believe we need 2 more strikers. We need a left back. And then the right back, arguably, Fredericks has done okay. So maybe not. Here we go, Longello on the left-hand side. We need a few, so we need at least 3 to 4. At least 3 to 4 before the end of the window. Whether we'll get them or not, no idea. Tugging the left back with long balls. Yeah. Longello's not looked great. Even then, he's gone very far forward. So that is his natural playing style. West Ham lost a little bit of attacking impetus down that right-hand side, but Ben Johnson is getting further forward now. Longello now picks it up on the left. Look to watch him whip one in. Whips a good ball in. Poor touch from Lanzini, but has looked lively all night. He's getting into that final third, getting into the box. That's where you want to see him. That's when, at West Ham, when he was playing his best football, he was in that final third. And yeah, we've missed that from him, really. Moyes wants to sign João Mario. Yeah, come on, let's have this. Aidan Ward. Moyes wants to sign João Mario. What do we all think of João? I think it'd be a good signing, to be fair. I'm not sure how much money he's going for, but it's a lovely ball from Lanzini. Play back from Yarmolenko. Unlucky. West Ham in the ascendancy now. Final third. Snoddy's picked it up now. Anderson with Longello on the overlap. Slowed it right down. Come on, Manu. Whip this poor. Yeah, they did. Aiden had that as well. Yeah. I will talk about the takeover. Let's talk about João Mario for a second. Yes, he would add something to the midfield. He's creative. Again, he's played in that David Moyes team before, so he knows what he's getting with him. If we could get him on loan, listen, it isn't because I don't believe we shouldn't be going out buying players permanently, but if we ain't got the money, he does seem like a good loan player to bring in. But again, wages could be a factor. I'm sure he's on higher wages at Inter. Hull look like they're trying to get back in the game here. I think it's been decent tonight. No way. Yeah, this is the thing, yeah. So we can talk about takeovers all day long, but the reality is that the valuation of the club is way too high. £800 million is ridiculous. It's laughable. The only reason they're saying that is to put people off. I believe the American consortium there is an American consortium interested, and the bid allegedly has been 350 million. X come out and said that wasn't true, but I believe there is substance behind the takeover, and I believe people are looking at the club sooner rather than later. For me, do we need Mario? His wages would be huge. Well, this is the thing, mate. Would he be a starter? It's been a couple of years since Mario's played in this team. I think from memory, if we get in the Mario that we had last time, I think he can add goals to the game. He's creative. Like I say, maybe on a loan. If Wilshere goes and you get rid of that 100k a week, maybe you give 50 to Mario, but not an urgent signing for me, any stretch of the imagination, mate. Not hugely sold on that this window. Has to be left back and has to be 2 strikers for me, at least. Hole in the attack now. West Ham trying to get back in numbers. Mario has something, but he's got to be low down the list. Exactly, yeah. Well, the wingers thing, mate. Technically, yeah. Natural wingers are Hull doing really, really well here. Plays it back edge of the box, Hull City, clearance. I think natural wingers, we've got Anderson's definitely one. I can't even really think. Oh, Aller's in the box now. Lays it back. Jared Bowen, Antonio. For me, it's three wingers, and Antonio's going to play in a more central position anyway. So you're looking at two. Yama maybe. I think the winger discussion is more about who's got a lot of pace. I think Anderson and Bowen are really the only two that are out and out for me. But from what we've seen, Anderson looks better down the middle. I wish we got Wilson, but yeah. Hopefully we sign Emerson. Not massively sold on him, but I haven't seen enough of him, mate, to be fair. Any left back at this point. I think a lot of us turned our nose up a little bit at the signings or potential signings of people like Bernardo. But again, I think it's an improvement on Creswell. I can't lie. So, but we have to get someone in, a loan or whatever. Has to happen. West Ham with a cross in the box now, cleared by Hull. He didn't say we had good wingers. But I don't think we have many. I think we have as many as we think we do. But there's certainly options. I'm not convinced wingers are it's a foul day long on LA. It's been taken down, but ref's not giving it. Ask him. Yeah, I ain't got a clue. But I don't know what this 8 wingers thing is that they come up with on that website when they sold Dean Garner. I think Dean Garner would have been perfect in this side. I know people are split on him for some reason. West Ham playing really well here, by the way. Oh, Snodgrass unlucky. Shot and goal. 77 minutes now gone. Where's Noble? I think he's back in training, mate. Yeah, Grady would have been great in this side. I've got to be honest. I know some people were split on him. I just think he had something different: pace, power, composure in front of goal. Something that I don't believe we have at the moment. Unless you can get a tune out of Anderson and Lanzini, and they do well in these cup games. But again, we haven't seen enough of them in the Premier League so far. I could say Randolph. It's becoming a little bit more end to end. It's because they have. Oh yeah, completely agree, Aidan, mate. Yeah, talking about the. Yeah, you're talking about the stadium and the ownership of that. Yeah, I mean, it's cheeky though, isn't it? Let's be honest, they haven't even got it yet. So, we shall see. But you'd hope that they bite on a £500 million offer if one comes in. They put £86 million combined into the club. They're going to make a huge return on West Ham, plus everything else they've gained out of the club as well. What the scores was 3-1. West Ham Hull, obviously, mate. Last time I checked, 2-2. West Brom, Brentford, 3-1, Watford, Newport, and United, Luton, potentially 0-0. 4-0's at LM. Nah, not for me, mate. Definitely a number 10. Doesn't get played in his natural position. It was interesting because Dan said the other day that 4-0's actually played on the left-hand side for Villarreal. So maybe I'm being unkind, but it just looks like a 10 for me. I don't think he's got the physicality in the league to cut it there. Thoughts on the COVID cases? I kind of already covered it, mate. But yeah, I don't know how it's going to affect us on Sunday. I can't imagine it'll affect us too much. They're not played enough, Lanzini and Anderson, in the correct positions. Agree, mate. I think Lanzini's at really good tonight in an advanced position. I think Anderson potentially needs to be moved to a more central position, but we don't see either of them. Fornals on the wings, bonkers. I rate him as a player, but not out there. Yeah. Well, there you go, mate. Exactly. I've never rated him on the wing. I don't understand what the obsession is with him on the wing. He's got great work rate, and you can't deny that, but he's not physical enough. And when we saw him come into the side around January last season, look how consistent he was in goals and assists because he was playing in a more central position, and you've got Bowen running on, and he's got mobility in front of him. And playing on the left is just wasted. How many games do you think they'll give Moyes? If we lose first 5 to 6, will they just blame him? Well, this is the thing, man. I'm going to do a video on it this week for the new Writers Blog series. But one of the questions is, do you think the owners are waiting for Moyes to fail and throw him under the bus with these transfers? It's a marriage of convenience, isn't it, between the two? Moyes can't get another job in football, and the owners don't want to pay too much money for another manager. I wouldn't be surprised if they stick with him, mate. I really, really wouldn't, even if he's struggling. What is the time and score when you read this comment? It's 3-1, 81 minutes gone to West Ham. Hull are starting to get back. I think West Ham will get relegated. I don't think we'll be too far out of those positions, mate, but I would hope. It's a lovely ball from Wilshere, releases Anderson down that left-hand side, plays it in, and Haller doesn't get the ball. 81 minutes still. We beat Chelsea last season with Fornals at number 10. Yeah, no surprise, mate. Much more creative there. Can affect the game a lot more. Fornals on the wing is a typical Moyes idea. Completely agree. But yeah, Darren, so back to your point, mate. I think we're going to struggle in these next couple of games. I think we have to keep with the same system, if I'm honest. I think that's where we got the most joy. Our team looks the most balanced there. If he reverts back to a 4-3-3 again, I think we'll really struggle against Wolves. They can pick us apart. They'll probably use the width, get in behind. We can't play people like Creswell at left back against Traore. It just doesn't work. West Ham on the attack now. Yarmolenko in the final third. Go on, get a goal, son. Plays it back to Snod's look good tonight as well. Yeah, see you later, fella. Nice one. He's got his stream and he's done one, but no worries. Why are there so many supporters saying such things about Grenades? Okay, all right, fair enough. Let's bring this up, lads. Mel doesn't rate Fornals. I mean, do you not rate Fornals? I don't see anything special. Okay, yeah. I kind of get it. I kind of get it a little bit because not really. He doesn't pull this. He doesn't take the game by the sort of the horns and sort of directs things. But I just know that when I've seen him play in the 10 and I've seen him link up play, he's consistent. He's consistent in his goal contributions, and you will see that over time. But I wouldn't, on the other sort of side of the spectrum, say, well, actually, he's not a good enough player because he plays on the left-hand side. Again, until he plays his natural position, you can't. It's difficult to criticise him. I suppose the same is kind of with Allaire, where people say, well, you can't criticise him if he plays up front on his own. And when he plays with Antonio, he's better. Again, I think it comes down to Moyes. Moyes should be getting the best out of the players that he's got. And if he can't play the players that have better quality, that are better technically, it's just to me that he doesn't know how to manage them. That would be a concern for me. No, I don't rate him off something really. Project Lifestyle, keep going. Yep, no worries, fella. Thank you. No, I don't rate him. He offers nothing. I disagree. I know what you mean. Like, he doesn't actually. He's not a player that's he's not a defensive player, right? So in the attacking third, he has to influence things. But I just feel that Moyes is using him as a square peg in a round hole to be defensive. And that's not how you get the best out of Fornals. Allaire now on the right-hand side misses the ball. And Zini is miles better. Well, again, he works hard, wasted on the wing. So Harry and Mill, yeah, okay, I kind of get it. Lanzini's miles better. I don't know. I know what you mean, though. I do think, but then the same arguments for Manu, right? You play Manu deep, you play him alongside, I don't know, Rice or Souček, or sometimes you see him when they play the midfield three, and he comes deep. He can't affect the game. He's not good enough to do it. You see in the cup games, playing further forward, he starts to link the play very nicely. He looks creative. He looks, he can influence the game. For me, it's the same as Fornals. I think we're lucky in some respects. We have good attacking tens. Why we don't use them and play Nobes there, I really don't know. Lanzini again affecting the play. Fornals is everything you want. He gives 100% better than Lanzini in terms of consistency. He quietly goes about his business and he's underappreciated. I think that's the frustration with someone like Fornals, isn't it? Manu can open doors and find out. Okay, I mean, yeah. I think sort of Anthony's he's just summed it up. To be fair, yes, he offers the work rate for me, but again, I never really think by putting him in the side you're losing anything, because I can't see anyone coming in. I mean, unless you've got maybe a Lanzini, but I just think with someone like Lanzini, yeah, you play him on that left-hand side like Fornals, he will struggle as well because he lacks the physicality. But I think the difference between Lanzini and Fornals is Fornals has got genuine work rate, and that's why we don't look a lesser side for it. Man United just taken the lead with Juan Mata. That'll be late. How many players like Fornals is coming like seeing? We will see that they're not getting the chance to play. He will leave. Yeah, agree, mate. I think technically very solid. Get massively underrated. Again, because he's playing in the side where he's been asked to do a lot of the dog work. He needs to be playing in his natural position. If we had a different manager, he would. I think it takes a genius to find out, whether Fornals should be playing on the left or the centre. But I think everyone agrees you can't criticise him because his work rate's there. He gives everything for the shirt. But I just think as a team, you're not getting enough out of him on that left side. But in the last 2 seasons, he hasn't at all. Yeah, talking about Lanzini. Yeah, I don't know, mate. I agree. But I think Lanzini's kind of naturally dropped back. He needs to be further forward. Allaire here, again, missed a chance. He's got his goal tonight, but he's had a few chances, Allaire, and got to be keeping up under the bar, mate. You can't be skying it from there. I thought he was going to finish that, to be fair. I would have backed him. Yeah. Time is 86 minutes gone. West Ham 3, Hull 1. West Ham done good. I mean, they've dealt with the pressure from Hull. I know they conceded that goal. It was poor defending and poor goalkeeping, but a decent-ish performance. Good run out. Yarmolenko's been my man of the match. Affected the game the most. Looked lively every time he's gone forward. Sorry, I don't see it for now, but everyone has a right to opinion. Exactly, Mil. That's what it's all about. Opinions. You're more than welcome to have yours on this channel, 100%. No one's right or wrong. It is an opinion, but again, I've just got to go with what I think, and I think Fornals probably edges it over Lanzini at the moment. But if you play Manu further forward, maybe it affects it more. But we'll never know until Moyes starts to play these players regularly. Hull now pick it up. Poor shot. There's some real poor finishing in this game, to be honest. I've seen his Fornals with flicks and tricks. Okay, yeah, a little bit. I think Fornals has better vision than Lanzini, but I think Lanzini's a better dribbler. That's my honest opinion. And I think Fornals actually probably, with a regular run in the side at 10, contributes more goals and assists. But I think we all remember Lanzini 15-16. And, he's such a good player for us. So good. I rate Haller, but my main issue is with him scoring goals. He gives a bit, Yeah, I mean, it gives a, yeah, I know. It's this is right. So I'll tell my opinion on Haller, yeah. I can't criticise him for the work rate because I just don't think he's ever shown that in his game. I think people say he could be a nastier in the tackle. I agree. I think he could shield the ball a bit better. I think that too. But he's playing in a system that doesn't suit him, and he needs to play with someone up front with him. So it's a little bit like, again, it's like the Fornals thing, isn't it? I can't criticise someone that just feels and getting the best of chances. Now, if you played Haller with someone and he was still having these same issues, I'd be going, yeah, I don't know if he offers that to the game. Darren, you've been on the phone, Alan, don't you? Even with Moyes, yeah, mate. Typical West Ham, innit, to be fair. I also feel for Cullen. What do you think about Josh Cullen? Yeah, I actually think Cullen, right? I just think he deserves a chance. I think jury's out on him doing it week in, week out in the Premier League. I think we can all agree that we don't know about him in the Premier League. But he has to be given games, and for him not to have been given games after performing in every opportunity he's had, it's strange to me, really strange to me. I just hope for him that if he leaves, he finds a club where he plays week in, week out, and I think that he has got that technical ability in terms of passing, hull on the attack, and that foil in front of the back four. I think his defensive work rate's underrated. His energy is very good. His delivery is very good. All round good technical player. He should be getting a chance, particularly in the Championship as well. Harry, yeah. God, yeah, it's a bit odd, isn't it? We've only made this sub really out of necessity rather than. I don't know what that is about. I ain't got a clue why we just constantly, refuse to make substitutions. What is the benefit of it? I don't really get it. Oh, I'm behind. Let me enjoy the goal. Let me just enjoy it. Good to see him score though. Right, Langello picks it up. Anderson picks it up on the left-hand side. How does he score from here? Great ball to Yama. I know Lanzini onside. Gravy. Different gravy from Haller. Tasty. That was a tasty little goal. Lovely little bit of dribbling. Good ball from Anderson to Lanzini. Lanzini finds him. Mel says should be better than Fornals and play. I think that's why play him in that position, finds the man, and Haller with a nice little neat finish as well. Good for him. Happy for him, to be fair. I don't think Cullen is a long-term answer. And I think this is the thing, mate, as well. I think Harry's got it spot on a little bit here. I don't think he's the answer. Yeah, and then you sign someone like Carlos Sanchez. Well, that's my point. And I think I'd like to see the club moving in a direction where we're not signing people on huge wages that haven't proven it for years and give the youth a chance. But I think with what we've seen with Cullen, I just think it's a bit of a smokescreen. I don't fancy him at all. Oh, come on. We score from here. All right, okay. So Anderson picks it up on the left, plays it into Lanzini. Good player, any Lanzini, to be fair. Quick free kick taken by Lanzini. Anderson on this left. Sublime from Yama. Who's everyone's man of the match, to be fair? Like, who do you think? I think Lanzini's had a great game. Alaire's done all right. I think you'd have to give it to Yama, though, wouldn't you? What is it now? Like 2 assists, 2 goals. Run the show tonight. And I think his finishing as well. He's just shown there that his finishing's quality as well. Good pullback from Anderson. Anderson getting on the assist sheet as well. Lovely goal. And I think that's the thing. Like, everyone underrates, and particularly me with someone like Yama, I sit there and go, does he get into a West Ham side? Because is he quick enough? Is he good enough? But when he finds space and he gets on that left, for me, he's the best finisher at the club. I can't think of too many other finishers. I know Alaire's quite decent, but he's missed a few tonight. I think Yama scores them. Cullen get a chance. Yeah, I know, mate. That's what I'm saying. As West Ham fans, you want to see your youth players come through, but I mean, the current strategy to sell them when they've got any value is nuts, really. It's crazy. They should never have sold Dean Garner, in my opinion. It's a good game. I've enjoyed us scoring some goals, actually. It's quite a nice little refreshing change, but we look at completely different sides how we play in the Premier League. Stand back up, I don't say this. Anderson has done well. Oh, you're a brave man, mate. That's going straight up. Yeah, he's done okay. He's done all right. I don't think he gets enough chances in the Premier League, if I'm honest. I think we would see a little bit more from that. Particularly since after the Wolves and Tottenham game, he hasn't really been trusted. So I think he needs to play a bit more, if I'm honest. Probably in a number 10. Proves got a championship team. Haven't watched this game, but how has Manny played? Yeah, he's played very well. He's definitely up there for me. Possibly second to Yarmolenko, just because of the goal contributions. I think a lot of play has come through Lanzini. He's looked to link it up as well. The difference between him in this game and what I've seen in other games, he's not dropping deep like he does in the Premier League. He's staying in that, that final 10. Obviously, there isn't that level of pressure on West Ham that we have to defend so deep. But listen, when Lanzini's in that final third, he's got the quality, trust me. So he's done very well tonight. The only criticism I've got of tonight was the poor defending for their goal. I was really poor. I don't know whether Longello just weren't concentrating, and unfortunately that's kind of how he started the game. But other than that, decent performance, good goals. Match ended. I'd give it to Yama, his quality. Such a shame he's lost his pace. I saw him live. He used to go for Dynamo, nice one. He was electric, yeah. I remember watching him actually, Yarmolenko. Mate, in his pomp, mate, he was good. Don't play for Borussia Dortmund for no reason. Equally, you don't get sold to West Ham for 17 mil if there's not some kind of issue with him. I'm guessing the injuries, but he hasn't been injured in a while, and you'd hope that kind of if he can try and wrestle at the starting place, he'll show the quality on the pitch. I feel Anderson. Yeah, he has it all apart from speed. I disagree, Anthony, mate. I think he does have speed. I just don't think he's taken on people as much as he would normally do, particularly when he comes to West Ham. I think for Lazio and when he first came to West Ham, he was that player that would run with the ball, and he's very good at running with the ball at pace, and it's a skill to have. Game finished, done well behind you lot. You've already told me. You can rely on the... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly, Harry, mate. Like, you can't. You've just got to play what's in front of you. We've done a good job tonight. Rolled out, got some goals. Our attacking players are very good as well. It's a confidence boost. You'd hope that scoring this amount of goals, particularly even if it's a cup fixture, means we go against Wolves. And if they come on for whatever reason... Anyway, cheers, be out. Yep, cheers, be out, mate. That they will come in on Sunday and have a good performance. GSB out and out. Yep. Yarmolenko wins by 5. A good win. So if they ever got a chance in the Premier League. Yes, thank you, Darren, mate. If any of you want to come on and phone in now, to be fair, you can. I'll do 1 or 2. But Darren, come on Saturday, mate. Good to hear from you, fella, actually. Talking some sensible points. Me and Dan agree. Obviously, anyone that wants to phone in on any of these shows, you're more than welcome to. Good performance from West Ham. Don't really know how to wrap it up, to be honest. If you want to talk anything to do with transfers, Wolves game, GSB out, anything, you can ring up now. I'll stay on for 10 minutes and do like a tiny little match preview of what I saw for those that haven't seen throughout the game. I think Anderson can or will cross, always chops back and passes behind. This is the thing, mate. Like with Anderson, yeah, it's very much like something. It's a mentality thing. I don't know if you lot remember, but like when we were playing early doors last season, he was actually involved in most goals. He was playing further forward. He was assisting a lot, and progressively, he's become more defensive. He's covered for Creswell, and we just haven't seen the same player since. So I kind of feel like it's a mentality thing. But I think the raw attributes are there of Anderson, and it's a shame we don't see the same player that we used to see. Even in his good season, he didn't cross apart from low. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, fair enough. The crossing thing, yeah. Even tonight, mate. Even tonight for his assist, it was low cross to the edge of the box for Yarma. I don't think he's brilliant as a. That's why I don't even say he's a winger, because a winger you've got to have a little bit of good delivery in your locker to kind of be that type of player. I just don't feel that he is. I really feel like he's a number 10 or potentially. I think he said to Moyes he wants to be a striker. Try it. I don't know. I mean, we don't have any strikers coming in, so yeah, I don't know. We shall see. We shall see what we do with Anderson. I mean, I think he's staying put. To be fair, we ain't getting rid of him. So, for all of you watching, if you want to phone in, put the link in the comment section now. 31. What are your thoughts on that game, everyone that watched it? Do you think it was a good performance? Clearly it was. Do you think it bodes well for Sunday's game? Do you think West Ham will see any of those players that play tonight in the starting lineup? That's a big question mark as well. Thoughts on David Moyes as well with the COVID situation? Prevent Matt Jarvis. No, he can stay where he is, mate. But yeah, he was a very good crosser of the ball. Best crosser in Europe or whatever Allardyce was saying. Front four, brilliant. Yeah, I agree, mate. I think they're very, very good. I know it's against lower league opposition, but they did play very, very well. Do you think Anderson's been told to get defensive minded? I 100% think that's the case. And I think the reason why we've seen him regress slightly is because he's had Creswell behind him. And I'm not a massive fan of it. I think ultimately Pellegrini wasn't able to bring any more players. I think he would have got a more competent left back in. Again, I could go on about Creswell all day. The fact he got a contract after scoring a good free kick against United is mental to me. Really, really isn't good enough for the Premier League. And I think that's why we've seen Anderson regress. I think if you can get someone down that side, I don't think it's a coincidence you play Masuaku down there and Anderson flourishes. But I also think, on the Masuaku point, it's very, very good that now he's not playing in that side tonight, because it shows you that he's going to play potentially on Sunday. I'll leave it to you. Cheers for the chat, mate. No worries, Harry, mate. Take care. Thanks for coming on. Eli, I would love to see Ale get a chance against Wolves. I don't know. I think I would stick with the same, if I'm honest. I really, really would. I'd stick with the same. I'd probably go Jared, Antonio. I'd like to see Anderson on the left, just because I think he can offer something. He's a little bit more mobile than Fornals in that position. I don't know how he wants to play. But we'll sort of wait and see with that one. I do think the wing-back system is the best way to beat Wolves, because you can pin them back. I think Manchester City last night, if anything showed you anything, the pressure on their team to cause them to lose possession. We've got to have a midfield overload in there. We've got to pressure Neves and Moutinho. I think if West Ham can come with Rice Souček and push him higher, and have Fornals' work rate in the central position, I think that will start to affect things tonight. Alan Irvine, mate, for Leon Potter. On SofaScore, Yarmolenko gets 9.9. Yep, 100% they would, because of the goal contributions. Thanks for the stream, mate. Most enjoyable. GSB out. You're welcome back anytime, fella. Thank you so much for your comments. Thank you, everyone that's listened to the stream. Anyone have anything else to say regarding that? Or is it all just a successful GSB out? I can't believe I've got the stream, to be fair. I'm quite happy with that. But I will be back for a nice stream as well on Sunday. You're watching the Wolves game. Fingers crossed we will get a result of any description. I'd love a draw. But again, like I say, with all these games, Wolves, Leicester, Tottenham, I think it's Liverpool as well, Man City, huge games for us. We can pick up anything from them. I think it'll be a real positive result. All right, I got to go buy it. Yeah, almighty twig, no worries, fella. Okay, that's all I'm going to do for tonight. Thank you, everyone that's watched. Everyone that has watched, make sure you leave a like before you go. Comment if you want to as well when the video is published, say how much you enjoyed it. Okay, happy hammer. See you next stream, GSPL. Who was your man of the match? It's got to be Yama, mate. Obviously, I think someone said there, Almighty, yeah, 9.9 for Yama. I completely agree. I know Allaire got 9.2 in the ratings, but I think Lanzini was 100% instrumental tonight. Very, very good, lively. I would have said Ashby as well was quite promising, but obviously he went off with a dislocated finger. So, but a good all-round performance attacking-wise. Defensively, we didn't get challenged at all. Like literally, even Hull didn't really play that well. So, long balls over the top, went past our midfield. Defenders dealt with it well. They offered absolutely nothing. Moyes won't be manager on Sunday. I wouldn't imagine so. Do we think Diop? I'm like, no more questions. I'm going in a minute. That could affect it with Diop not being there. I'll be interested to see whether he plays Balbuena. I would expect to see Balbuena in a 3-4-3 and a less on the bench. That is it from me tonight. What's the score? 5-1, isn't it? Wasn't it 5-1 in the end? Class act from West Ham. Right, that's it for me. I am done. Thanks for everyone for coming on. Really appreciate it. Make sure you leave a like. Make sure you subscribe. Be back on Sunday. And until next time, take care.